Good morning. Welcome. I'm Mary Winters, the host of Visionary Aging, which you're watching right now. And I'm a gerontologist and the owner of About Senior Solutions. And the reason we do this show every week is to provide resources and support and information and have a little fun. I want you to be empowered in your aging process and not really make it a process as much as just wonderful, successful aging. So today we have a really fun show. We have Steve McCullough with a caregiver question. I think it's a really interesting one. And we have Herbie J Pilato with us. He is the author of several fantastic books, and I'll say a little bit more about him before he comes on, but he has written a very interesting, like a little Christmas magic story. So we want to share that with you. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and go in with Steve McCullough and talk with him a little bit about what that caregiver question might be. So let's see. Here we go. Hey, Herbie.
Hey.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna leave you for now. I'm gonna bring you back to the green room, and I'm gonna bring Stephen up. That was my mistake. So we'll see you soon. And here we go. We're gonna bring Stephen in. He will come. I know he will. Magic. Look, there he is.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I saw that. I was like, wait, that's not me.
It wasn't you, but it was our fabulous Herbie J. So we're looking forward to talking
looking forward to that interview.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'll have to share a little bit more about his background too. So what's our caregiver question today?
We have a really good caregiver question. There's a person who is in charge of their mom's trust.
Okay.
But they're not sure when they have the authority to start taking over, and their mom needs a lot of help. So if I understand the question correctly, the mom is physically okay, but not able to make a lot of decisions. So when does that trust allow that person to start taking over and making decisions for their mom?
Well, it depends. It depends on what the trust says. So many of them are to doctors. Some, if it's a durable power of attorney, it may be effective immediately. Some are asking for a committee of individuals. But the biggest thing is, what does your mom want? If she really wants you to help her, it really doesn't make it real difficult. So I would say if you need to talk with the attorney to start activating some of those powers. I don't know if bank accounts have been transferred into trust accounts at this point, if that's something that needs to be done. And that protects you as the decision maker too, because you may have other beneficiaries or heirs to your mom's estate. And it's nice just to kind of keep things above board, I guess you could say, and professional. But I think talking with an attorney to really go through it, or the drafting attorney who put that together for your mom, is a really good idea. And then you really get a good idea of the intricacies, and then it can guide you much better in regards to what you do with the accounts, or what the documents say in regards to the authority. But sometimes we have people who are very apprehensive about allowing family members to take over in those roles, and that's where it gets a little more complicated. But when moms agreeable to having that support, it's usually much less difficult. So
Right.
Good luck to you. But that's something that I think a lot of people are dealing with in regards to taking care of their parents. So.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, really tough. So we have Herbie J on with us today, and you know what? I know, and I want to just kind of read a little bit about who he is, because he's really amazing. He's a writer and a producer. He started his career on NBC, and he was. I don't know if you knew that he was in General Hospital, and he was in Bold and the Beautiful. He was even in The Golden Girls, which is kind of cool. He's got some stories about that. And he put a nonprofit together, and he put a really interesting TV kind of series together, a classic TV preservation society. and he created a 501c3 over that. And he's done some really neat things with groups and seniors and so forth. And he was really dear friends with Elizabeth Montgomery. I know we talked about that in the past, and I
Right.
don't know if it was his first book. I think it was. We'll have to ask him. But he's written so many others, and my fave, he's also written about Sean Connery too, so that's pretty cool. But he wrote a book called The 12 Best Secrets of Christmas, and I want him to share that with us today. And he was at a little event with me last night and shared that, and I think people were really, really touched. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on and talk a little bit more about what he does, what he's written. So
Have a great show, Cynthia.
All right, sounds good. Let's see here. We got some control problems here. It's because I'm doing the controls. All right, here we go. We've got Herbie coming on. He's going to share all the fun insights about our wonderful celebrities that he's worked with and some of the wonderful book that he just wrote. Hi, Herbie. How are you?
Good morning, Mary. How is everything going?
It's great. It's great. Thank you. Yeah. So how many books have you written? At least 10 or 12 now, right?
I've written 12 books, and the Christmas book is my 13th.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. My sister was born on December 13th. So I think that is kind of significant, maybe, of her birthday.
That is significant.
Yeah. So we have our red on. You have your red behind you. So share a little bit more about how you came to kind of write this book.
Well, I had wanted to do this particular Christmas book for a long time. It's very different than my Hollywood type books. I talk about TV specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and your Charlie Brown Christmas and things like that. So it has elements of Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
And Dean Butler, who starred on Little House on the Prairie as Alonzo,
Oh, yeah.
has written the foreword. And Jerry Hauser, a great actor from Summer of 42, The Brady Bunch, The Brady Brides. He was also one of the announcers of Rudolph in the 80s during the commercials. And stay tuned for Rudolph. It was really cool that he is now writing the introduction. So there's celebrity involvement, but the actual book, and I have, of course, a copy here, is about, it's just a little book, 100 pages. It's about my experiences of Christmas as a kid growing up in Rochester, New York. I had a beautiful family. Both my mother and father, who I was a primary caregiver for in their later years, and that's how essentially we connected, Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
They both had 10 brothers and sisters each, so every night was a party. So
Oh my gosh, 10 each?
Crazy. I mean, for Christmas, we would have in holidays 40, 50 people easy.
Oh, easy. I mean, the wedding list had to have been 400 people.
Oh,
Just your family.
exactly. Those are always the best. The old-fashioned Italian weddings, those were.
Yep. Oh,
but then my mom was such a loving person, and she was such an angel. She invited everybody from the neighborhood, who was just for coffee. Coffee in the morning on a daily basis was a big deal.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
So anyway, I took 12 memories of Christmas from the 60s and early 70s. And I gave each memory a message of what that particular memory represented. It's a nonfiction book. It's not a novel. It's not a novella. It is a nonfiction account of my 12 favorite memories and what they meant. And I tried to universalize it for everybody else. So yes, it is my story, but everyone who's read it thus far, including Richard Thomas of the Waltons, Kathy Coleman of Land of the Lost from that Saturday morning show,
Oh my gosh.
and Karen Richmond of New Gidget, who also starred with Dean Butler on New Gidget. They've all loved it. Not to mention just, of course, general readers. They go, wow, that reminded me of my Christmas or my holiday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so special. So how do people get a hold of the book?
They can go through Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, HerbieJPilato.com. I'm all over Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can contact me through that and order the book directly and get it personally signed. But it's wherever I like to say quality books are sold, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. So say the name of it again too, so people know what the name is.
Yes, it is The 12 Best Secrets of Christmas, a Treasure House of December Memories Revealed. And the house here that was done by this beautiful artist, Carol Munchie, a friend of mine from Rochester. There is each little image in the house, like there's me 7 years old standing in front of the house outside.
Oh,
There's
right.
there's Rudolph, there's Santa, there's the red bells, there's little Christmas cards in the little mailbox. All of that harkens to a different chapter in the book. So once you read the book and you look at the picture, you'll see each chapter in the book in the picture, or
Uh-huh.
representative.
Oh, that's so clever. So did you say that Rudolph came out in the 80s?
No,
Oh, okay.
Rudolph originally aired in 1964. It premiered, and
Okay.
That kicked off. But Jerry Hauser, I mean, was the announcer for the show in the 80s when it aired in the
I
80s.
see. Okay, okay. Because I was thinking I was a little bit older, and that was
Yeah.
my favorite show. Don't tell me I was in high school. Like, ooh, but I still loved it in high school. But I was
Yes.
certain that I was watching it as a child.
Oh, it signaled the Christmas season for me and for many. When that show came out, I was like, okay, Dad, let's put up the Christmas tree because Rudolph is on. So
Yeah.
and I wanted to make sure that I clarify that the book, even though it's obviously a Christmas story, and I was raised a Catholic, I universalized it for all religions. Whatever your faith, whatever your celebration is, it's all about love and family, and that's what this book is about. So it's not just for Catholics and Christians; it's for everybody.
Well, if you're one of my families, you'll be getting one of those books
Uh-huh.
for your Christmas gift this year because it's so hard to find beautiful, unique gifts, and we can only have so many lap blankets, and so you'll get one of those in the mail from Herbie. So you'll have to sign them for us. So
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think we need a little Christmas all the time, especially now. The world is so divided. There's so much tension and stress, and I guess this was the time for me to do it because I wanted to do it forever, and it just never got around to it happening, but until this year. So it's just kind of meant to be.
fantastic. So tell me a little bit more about your classic TV and the
Yeah,
nonprofit that you have because
the
I know you do
classic
a lot with seniors.
Yes, the Classic TV Preservation Society is a nonprofit that I formed based on my love for Elizabeth Montgomery because she was very charitable. She donated a lot of her time and money to several organizations to help others. And that inspired me. So I wanted to do something on my own like that. So I took every TV show that I loved over the years has had a positive impact. Classic TV show. People like Perry Mason, or shows like Perry Mason, people became attorneys because of that show. Not everybody,
Right.
but there have been some.
Sure.
Many became doctors because of Marcus Welby. So I wanted to form a nonprofit that would address that and celebrate that. And so what I do is I go before the pandemic, and I'm just starting to do it again because everything was on hold. But I have these classic TV and self-esteem seminars that I take to schools and colleges and community centers and senior centers. And I talk about, the positive impact of classic TV and the seniors in particular. When I start talking about the older shows, they light up, I even throw in a couple classic movies every once in a while. And it reminds people of the impact of what television used to be and how
Sure.
it really can affect you in a positive way as opposed to a lot of the stuff on today that's not all that positive.
Right. Right.
Everything is so dark
Yes.
today.
So it is. But we have Suzette is asking, where can I get a signed copy of the Christmas book?
You can email me directly. How about that? HJ Pilato at yahoo.com. So that's HJP as in Paul, ILAT as in Tom O at yahoo.com. And let me know if you want a paperback version or a hardcover.
All right. So then I've got Herbie J's email address right there. So it'll scroll a while we're talking. And yeah, I'm working on a project over in Long Beach with some seniors who would probably love to have, some interaction on some of the classic programs. So we're going to have to figure out how to make that happen.
That would be wonderful.
Sure. So,
I love seniors. As a primary caregiver for my parents, I really came to appreciate. I always had older aunts and uncles. My mother and father got married late, so everyone was always a senior in my life anyway. But I really came to appreciate my parents more than ever, and they changed me. Caring for them changed me. It made me, I think, a more sensitive person.
well, you know what? Actually, that did the same thing for me with my dad. And it actually catapulted what I'm doing now. And I'm really glad that he was around for several years afterwards to see that growth and to kind of be the wind behind my wings. So
right,
really special.
My dad died in '95 and my mom died in 2008, and she was very dependent on him. She came from that generation. She really didn't drive, was not an independent person. So when he died, I just made her go to senior centers. This is, Mom, you go to this. I'm not going to go. I go, Mom, the bus is coming at 5 o'clock. You're going to go. And it was like $7 a day.
Oh, gosh, how great. Yeah.
It was just amazing. The van would pick up, whatever. Anyway, after that first day, the second day, she got up and she goes, what time's the van coming? When do I go? So,
because she was so social. She just wasn't familiar with what was going to happen.
But that first day she was apprehensive and she did not want to go.
And that's very normal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, do you want to hang with us until the very end and come back?
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Sounds great. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and see you soon. But we'll see you soon. So I'll see you soon.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and talk about our birthday today, which is a little interesting, a little different from usual. And we are going to have a little interaction with our very own Melinda. So let me see if I can find her little intro, and we'll start right now. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. So we had
Um,
Herbie J on again. It's kind of fun, huh?
I know it's
Yeah,
always
very
fun to
fun.
see what he's writing about and
I
hear
know.
his stories.
He's a prolific writer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to talk a little bit about today about forming new habits because we're coming up to the end of the summer.
Yes.
We're going into a new schedule for a lot of people. Travel is settling down. We're getting back to I think kids are back to school at this point in LA, and so it's bringing up a lot of people going into their new schedules or trying to get onto new routines.
Right.
So when we create new habits, usually it takes about 30 days for that
Mhm.
habit to become part of our routine. So when we're making new choices, whether it be with our eating or committing to an exercise program, we want to do whatever or make whatever that choice is for at least 30 days. And then it'll be a lot easier to follow. So if we can just get through that first 30 days and have kind of like the motivation set up or even an accountability partner for that first 30 days for whatever we want to incorporate into our life, it becomes a lot easier after that first month. So
It does. It does. And I remember trying to be so steady when my kids were in school and you've got the lunches and you're pumping out their uniforms and the homework and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, we're taking a ditch day in October. And I would often pull them out, not every year, but they all were sick for one day. But it was just a way to kind of like, kind of decompress from all of the routine and just kind of take a little break and refresh and jump right back in again. And then we were good through the holidays and everything. But it's hard to get back, I think. So
yeah, and I think the vacationing and the trips and this summer 2022 has been an incredible year for travel because obviously with the pandemic people were not really traveling summer of 2020 or summer of
right,
2021.
right,
So this was kind of the year that everybody went somewhere, and
right.
sometimes people are going multiple places. So there is kind of like this energy now of settling back into coming back home, and now we're not in the heat of the pandemic anymore. So what does our life look like on this side of this new normal?
I
Um,
know. Well, hopefully it's not stuck on a computer all day long on Zooms because that does happen sometimes.
yeah.
So what are your suggestions when you get stuck on Zooms all day? Because you're
Oh
sitting
yeah, good question. Definitely walking outside. So the fresh air, being outside, being connected to nature is just as good for us as getting up and moving around. So if somebody's doing a lot of work at home or a lot of work, even if you're in an office, it's great to get out of the building, walk around the block, kind of detach and be present in nature. That's the biggest thing, and moving, and it's moving your body, so it's getting blood flowing, um, and keeping your circulation going,
yeah.
getting a little bit of exercise midday. I think that's the absolute best thing, and then making sure that we're a lot of times when people are working, especially on a computer, there's a lot of snacking involved. So if the if the
Not,
snacking and drinking can be deliberately chosen, so it's not the potato chips, but maybe something a little bit healthier, a bowl of grapes. Um, that's going to make a big difference for people too as they come back into their Zoom meetings and.
yeah, no, it gives you more energy too. And
Mhm.
very, very good. Well, let's see what day it is today. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't think today is Book Lover Day. Let's see. August. Say we have. Oh, it was National S'mores Day the other day, and I missed it.
Ooh. It's
But if you,
appropriate for the campers out there doing their
I
August camping.
know, just getting all their things. I think this is today, World Elephant Day. I mean, that's important. So let's see. The pun is keeping elephants and walruses at the same time requires multitasking. You're not laughing. So, but if anybody wants this, we send it out for free. It's great because there's something every day of the week, and then we have our word search too, which is really fun. I know Steve likes it. Steve's on now too. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Yeah, and let's bring Herbie J back too.
Well,
Go ahead
so
and hide it.
more national days. It's also National Potato Day,
Oh, you're kidding.
National Soft Ice Cream Day. So
Oh,
everybody go find your
oh,
nearest.
that's
go
a
find your
good
nearest
one.
DQ. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I'm all for National Grape Day because I do that. I have the grapes instead of the potato chips.
That's very good. Yeah.
That's
Are we talking-
perfect.
Are we talking liquid grapes, Herbie, or?
Sometimes.
Uh,
Oh no. Sometimes I put grapes into a juicer and they become liquid, but not the other way.
Okay.
But no, grapes.
No, I love Lucy. No,
I love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, and grapes.
That's great. Well, everyone, you have a fantastic weekend. Anything really special or important happening in your lives this weekend?
Work.
Lots of work. All right. Well, if you want to get Herbie J's book, remember it's hjpilato@yahoo.com. And if you're one of my families, you will be sure to get one of those books this year. So, all right. Have a great one, everyone.
Nice seeing
Good
you.
weekend. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. See if I can find our extra now. Okay, here we go.